Hi guys, Matt here from Team GHQ with this, a updated deck profile for Legend World Heroes. This is post Chaos Control Crisis. Of course, the flag Legend World and my buddy, Red Arthur, have remained unchanged. Monsters starting off with Zeros, 2 copies of our doll. Of course, when you discard her due to an effect, you gauge and draw a card. Yep, discard from hand. So any point really. 2 copies of Urain. Urain's effect is when this unit attacks, if you have if you have 9 with Sword of the King that's got name equipped, it gains an extra 2 critical. So turn 1 you could equip an item, call this to center, swing for 3 crit, and you've got a wall. Just on the last one attack, but hey, it works. 3 copies of Divine Draenite Jean d'Arc. When you bounce something, top card deck into gauge, and when this link attacks with another hero or Draenite, you gain a life. 2 copies of Gawain. When this link attacks with another hero, this card gains Penetrate. 4 copies of Wise Valor Oliver. When this card attacks, if you have a hero item equipped, you can you put the top card of the deck into gauge. So essentially, this attacks. Oh look, I have a hero item equipped. Sure, gauge 1. Then, of course, we're up to size 2 now. We've got my buddy Red Arthur. Pay gauge, not to call him normally. When this unit attacks, if you have 4 more different heroes or superheroes in the drop zone, this card gains double attack, and transform is pay gauge, pay life, or return up to 1 item from hand. So basically, first turn, the 1 life cost is essentially free. And 3 copies of Lancelot for size 2. Put the top card of the deck into this card's soul, pay gauge. You gain power plus 1,000 for each different hero in drop zone. Choose a monster on the post field and may discard a hero from your hand. If you do, destroy the choice card, and for this turn, this card gains double attack. And Soul Guard. And then size 3s, Valkyrie, Skald, the Lamenter of the Future. Pay 2 gauge and put the top card of your deck into this card's soul. You may discard a card. If you do, you choose either yourself or your opponent. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, of you or your opposed deck, and put them back in any order, then draw. So essentially, if you have our doll, discard it for the cost, you can essentially look at the top 3 cards of your deck or your opponent's. You could mess with your opponent, and then draw a card, and then our doll lets you gauge and draw. So, essentially a good way. Spells. 2 copies of Castle Camelot. Draw your turn when a hero monster enters your field, or where you equip a hero item, put top card deck into your drop zone, and put the top card of your deck into gauge. This only activates once a turn, and when this is destroyed, put up to 1 hero item or Holy Grail from drop zone to hand, and you can always set 1 on the field. Very nice card. Very, very nice card. 2 Tempest Guard. Pay a gauge, choose to use one of the following options. You can only cast it once a turn, pay 2 life. If you do, put top 2 cards from drop zone into the soul of a monster on your field, or counter standard hero. Essentially, you pay a gauge just to the stand, but the 2 life for 2 souls is not such a bad option, but I usually use the standard hero. 3 copies of Lighted Guidance. Discard a card from hand, top card of your deck into gauge, and for this turn, next time you take damage, it's reduced to 0. 3 copies of Symbol Guard. If there's a Brethren Guard in the drop zone, you can play this without paying its cost, but only if your life is 6 or less. Pay gauge, draw 2. 4 copies of Holy Grail. Essentially nullify. And then, lastly for spells, 4 cards of Heroic Tale. You can only cast this if you have 2 or more hero on the field. This includes items. Put top 4 cards of your deck into gauge. You can only cast it once a turn. Nice 4 card. Odds items. 4 of the new Immortal Sword of the King, Dorandel. 1 SP because that are pretty. Essentially, gauge and a life to equip it. Counter, act, Hand of the King. If you have an item equipped with Sword of the King, you can equip this card from your hand by paying its equip cost. You can only use Hand of the King once a turn. All hero on your field cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects and equipment change. This card is good. Very, very good. And lastly, 3 copies of Regal Sword of the King dual use. When this card attacks, choose a hero item from your drop zone and you may pay a gauge and discard a card from your hand. If you do, put the chosen card into your hand. Great way if you had to pay a gauge and it was the Sword of the King. Great way of getting the item back. Essentially, they're going to have. And lastly, 2 copies of King's Wave Caliber Grief. Can only cast this if there's 4 or more different cards with heroes. Card name in the drop zone. Cast cost, pay 2 gauge. It's a counter impact. Destroy all monsters and spells. So this is a way of wiping the board. Anyway, that's been my hero deck profile. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed. Check out our Facebook page, the Team GHQ page. On Twitter, at Team GHQ, YouTube, and our website, link in the description below. And as always, happy gaming.